Welcome to the support and resistance course. In this video, I'm going to walk you through our course in our website, which is a free course, of course. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. It has 9 lectures, 5 educative and 4 challenges, which each educative course has its own interactive chart with the data, with the real data that you need to know, the shapes, everything that help you understand the concept better, as well as the challenges and quizzes that will help you to just immediately not gain the knowledge, but immediately change them to the experience you need to have when you want to trade in the future. So this is something that you should not miss, and let's just begin with the course. Let's start with the first lecture of this course. What is support and resistance? The support and resistance are the levels that price just turns the direction from uptrend to downtrend or from downtrend to uptrend. So the resistance level, as you can see here, the red one on the chart, you have this uptrend. It turns into reverse, the price reverse, and it turns the direction from uptrend to downtrend. And this is the resistance level. And after these, you can see on the bottom of this chart, you can see a support zone, this green one, which is the vice versa. When a downtrend just turn into an uptrend. So this is the concept of resistance level and support level, which they are not exactly 1 point. As you can see, there are some kind of area on the chart. They are not exact price, they're not exact points, but areas or zones that price just behave and react to these kind of levels. And it is really crucial for traders to find this very important resistance and support zone. We will discuss why it can be important. So taking just again on these, by clicking on this button, I can see that after this also reaching to this support zone, it's just turned back to this resistance level, and again you can see how price reacted this level several times, again coming back to this support zone, again coming back to this resistance zone, and it's some sort of price trapped, in this case, in this example, between this support and resistance zone. This is how support and resistance behave. And the psychological reason behind this, that just it is about fear and greed, that buyers, the price moves and increase when there are more buyers. That's why the price increases. And until a time that investors or traders feel that, okay, it's a time, I don't feel confident, they feel the fear. Now you can see a very red candle and they say, okay, no, I want to sell. And a lot of just investor and trader jumps into this situation psychologically, and then that will create this resistance level. And it is the same for support zone. Now when price just drop down, they will feel confident, they will feel greed that yes, this is a time, I guess this asset has much more value from this, and they will feel that it's a time to buy it. And when most of them try to doing so or feeling so psychologically, they will create these support zones. As you can see here, its price just reversed back. So these concepts in technical analysis just are points behind the people mind, how humans are thinking and feeling psychologically. Next, just press and go to the next lecture. It's a quiz or challenge, and I will actually do one of them for you here. It is so important if you want to go and do them. It is really important. It is said that there is one support and resistance zone, so I need to find them. So I guess if might be somewhere here. Oh, it said no, not correct. So I will try again. Grab this tool as it has been described here. I will see that price has been actually reversed from this stop several times. So I will put this here. Okay, this is correct. And now I need to find for a support zone. And if I take a closer look, I can see here price reversed from these points. And this is exactly what you need when you want to analyze a chart or a price chart. So you need to find these kind of important levels, and in this challenge you need to grab this tool and just throw this tool here, and now it is solved. You have found the resistance and support zone, and you will get some sort of note about what you have just solved, and you get the feeling. You will just dive into the chart and feel how it works when you want to really use this knowledge. Let's go to the next course. It is about the how strong these levels can be. There's a couple of factors that actually we can talk about how a support or resistance zone can be much stronger, because it is important you be traders, if they find a strong support or resistance zone, they can actually go for a decision, a valid decision to buy or sell an asset if they can find them. So one of the important one is the number of times the price reaches the zone. What that means, you in here in this chart, you can see price has reached to this support zone a couple of times. And this is actually price bounce several times from the support zone, and it is one of the sign of the validity and strength of this level, because several times actually price reaches and bounced up. So it is important how these levels have remained in the history in a longer period of time. Their validity can be much more. Another point is the volume of trading activity. These bars under the chart, you might see them several times if you have opened any price charts in your life. So these volumes just showing that how much trade has been happened during that period. For example, for this candle, this long one is here, this red one. So these volumes are another indication. When price reaches to this level, this support zone, you can see the volume just raised up, and it is a very high volume, because now traders just find into the greed or confidence and they will buy it. Again, here you can see price just drop down to the same level, and this high volume can be a very good indication to for traders. So okay, it seems that everyone is buying, so let's just join them and I will also enjoy a profit. Of course, it's not as simple as that, but this is about the trading itself. But this is the knowledge. This is the psychological thing that is happening. So that's the reason that the high volume is so important when you actually looking at the support and resistance zone. Another factor which is really important is duration of time at which the price stayed at that level. Just imagine that price just drop to this level and stays close to this level for a long period of time, and just don't just reverse or break it down. So this is the indication of the strength again, because as much as price just remain closer to these levels, more investors or traders will find this as a support or resistance zone. Then they might react and they might change psychologically and change their decision, and that will actually help this level to be much stronger. Also, when the traders see these kind of stays here, it seems to be just some sort of a slowdown. That's okay. Price used to just dropped in the downtrend, but now it is slowed down. It is another indication. So the duration of time at which the price is stayed and this level is really important. But more importantly, you need to remember that the no resistance or support level is infallible, and there are times when a strong level may eventually break. So it doesn't mean that a strong level might not get broken. Yeah, they will sometimes also can break, but it is important to, before that breakout, you find them and possibly utilize them in your trade. Going next to the next lecture, it is a quiz. You can I will keep that for you to solve it if you want, but you will find an example of duration of uh, time that price just will reach to a level, and I will keep that for you to solve it if you are interested. Again, the link is in the description. We also recommend that you solve all the challenges, but for now I will skip it. Two concepts are really important when it comes to support and resistance zone: breakouts and fakeouts. Let's jump into this chart. Scroll down a little bit. I can see in this chart, just look at this support zone here. This here, we are seeing that price has reached to this level several times, but after a while, for the fourth time, it will reach this level, but this time it get broken. As we discussed, it is not the infinity that, okay, this never is going, this level is not going never to break. No, that's correct. That's not correct. That every support and resistance zone, they might see a breakout in their life and history. So this is the very obvious example of this breakout. But what are fakeouts? In the same chart, you can see a resistance level, this red one up here, that price just reacted to this zone several of times. What we are seeing a breakout, but this breakout was very short, and immediately it returns back to the previous area. For as the resistance here, it just get broken, but it reverts back to the bottom of the resistance zone. So this kind of breakouts called fake out. Why they are important? Because when traders want to utilize these levels, they might be just trapped in this situation. This is one of the trickiest part of this support and resistance level, that when price just start going to break out, how can you understand if it is going to be a fake out or breakout? Does it going to reverse back, or is it going to be a continuation? So this is really important to first know that these fake outs are there. So any kind of breakout might not be an indication of the continuation. So they might be sometimes fake outs that the price reverse back. So this is really important to first then you be aware about this fact, and then you can actually take necessary actions accordingly. Going to the next lecture, again, it's a challenge. I really suggest you to go over these challenges to have a better understanding of what you're learning. But going to the next lecture, we're talking about a principle of polarity in technical analysis. What is that? It is about, again, resistance to stoppers, not surprisingly. So it is saying that when we have a resistance zone, as an example here, we are seeing the price actually reverse from this level a couple of times, and then we are seeing a breakout. So this breakout doesn't necessarily, it is of course a breakout, because we can see that price is now above this level, and it never just came back to the bottom of this resistance zone. But it is important that this level doesn't mean that when it breaks, it will lose all its validity. It is still valid, but it just changes behavior. And now from that time, that level is still important, but not as the resistance, as the support from now on. So as you can see, after this breakout, now price just bouncing up from this level some more a couple of times in comparison to the previous time, because that level is still valid. Psychologically, it is still important for traders and investors, but now it is changing its behavior. Now changing after a breakout, a resistance will turn into the support, and vice versa. If it is on a support, after a breakout, that level is going to behave as a possible resistance. So the polarity principle can be useful for traders in identifying key levels of support and resistance, as well as predicting potential areas of buying and selling pressures. So when you're trying to find support and resistance zone, you might find some levels that it is both support and resistance. It is not important if it's a resistance or support. It is important that you, as a trader, just detect and recognize them, that this is a critical zone or level, And it might be sometimes support and it might be sometimes resistance, depending to where the price is. If it is above that level, it is support. If it is just below it, it is resistance. Just continuing to understanding more stuff. Again, another quiz. This one is about finding a level that it is both support and resistance, and you can go over it if you are interested, but I will skip again. So we are going to talk about, as this last lecture, about the trading strategy. But before talking about this, I would like you to remember while support and resistance levels are important in technical analysis for real trading, you should also consider other tools and factors like market trends, waves, patterns, price actions, and economical situations, indicators, and a lot of other things that you need to just gain knowledge about all of them before start trading to create a proper trading strategy. So talking about the strategies for breakouts and reversal on the support and resistance zone that we are going to talk about them afterwards, it is not just meaning that you after that you can immediately jump and start trading with them, because they need to be combined with other tools and things, and then in the end you need to create a strategy, and that strategy should be tested on I don't know, you need to do a back test or a lot of other things. Then when you get confident and you gain much experience with that strategy, then maybe it's a time to trade. So talking about this trading strategy, just I want to keep that in mind. It is not that yes, you can now, after just listening to what I'm sharing with you here, just going and trading. No, that's not the case. That's not the reality. This is not the way you can earn. This is usually a way that you will lose your money. So talking about that, it's enough. Let's go back to two types that the traders can utilize them for trading support and resistance level. It's one of them is breakouts and another one is reversal. We talk about breakout. The breakout is it's actually price break a zone. Like here, it's a resistance zone, and we are seeing a breakout. And as we talked about, these breakouts, when price is here, so you will see this breakout, and traders might be actually jump into the trade immediately. But that's the point that a lot of traders just will be trapping the fake outs. So the better strategy is to just wait for a retest or pullback. This is called a retest or pullback strategy, that we will wait until this breakout just return to the previous structure or previous level, I mean. So after this pullback, this return, this is what we call pullback or retest, then we can enter a trade. So in this example, this is just an example, we can see that after this breakout, this pullback happened, and now remember the polarity of principle. Now the resistance zone, now you can see how those knowledge can be turned into some kind of strategies. So first you need the knowledge, then you can create the strategies. And this is a good example. This resistance level just got broken, and then it is now reversed. Start reversing from this now due to polarity principle. Now this resistance zone turned into the support, and now you can actually buy maybe here, possibly. Then you can see that how significantly price just went into a powerful trend. And all of these charts are real charts. You can find, for example, this is GBP USD daily chart 2021 to 22. So these are all real examples, as you can see. But this is an example. Doesn't mean that any breakout, we're just saying this might be a fake out, and we might should continue its direction downtrend. You need to find some kind of confirmation. We have described here in this lecture as well, that you need to find some kind of confirmation combined with other tools and factors, like as we discussed, the trend lines, the waves, patterns, price action, economic situation, indicators, any strategy you like. But this is one of the strategies that wait for the retest and this is how usually traders utilize these kind of breakouts on a resistance or a support zone. This was the resistance, but the vice versa situation on a support zone also can be the same thing. Another strategy is reversal, which simply is the basic code is buy low, sell high. What it means that when it is priced, just reach this resistance level, and it is the high. This is the resistance level. So it says sell high. So you will sell at this point. So price just reverse. Or when it is at the bottom, you will buy low. So you will buy. This is really a basic concept that on the reversals, you are expecting not a breakout, but when you detect a reversal from a resistance or support zone, you can also utilize this to enter trade or create a strategy. So I can say that, okay, it isn't high, and now I know that the fears will just jump into the investors and traders, and now it's the time to sell it. Or if you don't have that asset, then when you feel that it is at the bottom, so now you can buy it because it is on the support zone, and you can utilize that to buy and gain a profit or so. Last thing, but not least, it's about fake out. That fake out also sometimes, not all the time. Just assume that this kind of in this breakout just not continues an uptrend, but reverse back to the bottom of this resistance zone, and we count this as a fake out. Then how we can utilize this? Not always, but sometimes, according to other situations and concepts, these fake outs might be also a signal of a reversal, because buyers tries to just gain the power and break this resistance zone. It seems that they just got successful, but immediately price just returned back to the previous level, and this is a significant signal that sellers just say, no, you are not powerful, I'm much more powerful. So that might be a signal that sellers just gain a power, and that by gaining power, sellers, it will actually cause the price just continue its downtrend and moving down. Going to the next lecture, it is a summary what we have just talked about. You can go through. We have also have other kind of things like frequently asked questions, very important concepts of these most asked questions that people usually ask, and these are just very short and simple questions and answers. If you are interested, you can go over them and learn them. But this is what we wanted to share as, and with all this, you know everything about support and resistance. And if you went through this course, please give us a feedback. We will appreciate it. If you like, just click on a star, write some description for us. How do you feel about, or how we can improve the course? Anyhow, until next course, thanks for watching and have a nice day.